knowing the definition, characteristics, types, methods of phenomenological research, let me share a sample paper about this type of research. This paper is entitled Home Queer Home, a qualitative study on the family dynamics of Filipino gay men by Argel B. Masanda. This paper was published by the Guidance Journal number 44, volume 2. We chose this paper because this is a timely issue wherein LGBTQIA+ have positive and negative experiences among families, friends, and the whole community. This paper seeks the experiences of Filipino gay men within their family. The research problem of this study is that this attempts to investigate how interdynamics among families with gay members work as a system. It is important nowadays for it has fairly limited local studies that have been conducted to investigate the psychological factors in the context of the Filipino families among LGBT populations. Hence, this paper aims to fill in the gap of literatures within the LGBT psychology arena. The purpose statement is that this qualitative inquiry is an initial step of a bigger effort to gauge a fuller understanding on the family dynamics of LGBT people. This paper aims to provide an in-depth qualitative data to answer the following research questions. Number 1. What are the conditions of Filipino gay men in the context of their family? Number 2. How are their interrelationships with their family members function in relation to them being gay? Number 3. What could be the influences of their family dynamics to their sexual orientation? For the conceptual framework, as this adheres with interpretive phenomenological analysis or IPA developed by Smith and Osborne of 1997 and 2007, the design is closely tied with hermeneutical phenomenology introduced by Van Manen in 1990. For the methodology, this is the geographic approach in qualitative analysis conforming with Smith and Osborne's IPA. This focus on scrutiny of the gay men's family dynamics. This paper is a qualitative phenomenological research that uses interpretive phenomenological analysis or IPA by Smith and Osborne of 1997 and 2007. The participants of this study were 23 gay men ages 18 to 24 years old at the time of the study. They were self-identified gay men who have or have had exclusive romantic and or sexual relationships with men. Notably, 15 came from urban areas while 8 from rural areas, and 9 were still students, 4 were unemployed, and 10 were already working professionally. For the data collection, pertinent procedures were followed faithfully in accomplishing this study. These include: number 1, in-depth interview schedule; number 2, ultimate question among participants, quote and unquote, kumusta ang inyong ugnayan sa loob ng inyong pamilya? Before the said interview, the researcher secured an informed consent from participants. They managed to build necessary rapport to safeguard working relationship, including elucidation of the study objectives with the participants. and meeting with the participants individually, which was done in a congenial and casual environment to assure a free-flowing and spontaneous conversation with all interviews being tape-recorded. And lastly, number 3, relevant follow-up questions until data is saturated. So the data gathered in this study were analyzed qualitatively using interpretative phenomenological analysis, as this elicits a geographic insights on what are the participants' experiences and how they experienced it. For the findings, we lift into the master table of superordinate and subordinate themes presented by Masanda. For the left column are the superordinate themes, and on the right column are the subordinate themes. First category are the positive dynamics, specifically the acceptance of feminine familial environment. The reasons are there is a close maternal or female relationships. Number 2, female members are more powerful within the family. Number 3, successful homosexual family members. And number 4, there is a close relationship and open communication within the family. For the second category are the negative dynamics, specifically the dysfunctional family relationship. The reasons are, number 1, there is domestic violence and broken home. Number 2, there is a sexual and or physical abuse. Number 3, there are scornful mother and hateful father. Number 4, there are authoritative father and submissive mother. For the last category, we have the inherent familial demands. The reasons are there are strict or rigid familial belief system. Number 2, religiosity and implicit family codes. And number 3, there are family roles and expectations. Interestingly, Masanda has sought that hindering most participants' full acceptance of their gender identity are the very positive familial dynamics itself, including open communication and close ties. For the conclusion, the overall psychological well-being of the participants seems to be efficient despite what seems to be rather aversive factors which directly originated from within their own families. Masanda concludes that some Filipino families are still unprepared in fully embracing gender non-conforming members, and this psychology has cultural roots. For the recommendation, the author suggests looking into the factors associated with how Filipino gay men live through their sexuality within their families, and these factors function to their sexual orientation. So that ends our report about phenomenological research. Thank you.